Hello and welcome everybody, my name is Marco and I make art as Mr. Good Riddance. This is the first of a series of videos I will be releasing over the next 6 weeks. This week's topic will be funnel pours. Without any further ado, let's do this! So the first painting I'm gonna show you today is my very first funnel pour. Here I'm simply painting on top of an old artwork that I didn't like, and as you can see I'm spreading a black layer of paint using a spatula. Now you don't really need to do this, but it does facilitate the spread of the new layer of paint that we are going to add on top later on. Also, as you can see, I'm using a cake turntable. Well, you can't really see it, but that's why this canvas is rotating. I highly advise to get one from Amazon, they're really cheap. Now, I'm taking my funnel, and I also recommend getting something like this with a little handle on the side, because it makes it easier to keep the funnel straight up. If you don't hold it straight, the paint will start leaking from underneath, and we want to have control over when the paint goes out at any point. Another important thing to keep in mind is that we need to pour the paint inside the layers below, not just simply on top. We want the paint to be able to mix inside the funnel, especially because this paint doesn't have any silicone oil added to it, right? So now what you can see is I'm using some bottles of paint that are kinda empty to create that kind of a splash effect. And this effect will create some sorts of cells or stars, since this is kind of a galaxy, that we will see in a minute as soon as we remove the funnel. Now, what we want to do here is simply going up and down with the funnel, releasing a bit of paint at a time, and we want to allow the paint to rest a bit as well between movements. So here it is, we can observe some circles that were created each time I lifted my funnel. What I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna take my blowtorch and I will heat up the paint to see if any bubble or cell will appear at all. Sometimes it happens even if we did not add any silicone oil, but don't do it for too long as you might risk burning the paint. Cells should appear immediately if you expose them to heat. If they're not showing up, they will not show up. Now, with a hand at the base of my cake turntable, I gently push my canvas a first time, and then I push it a second time, and then I continue until I'm happy with the results. It's important that you don't push the canvas too hard at first, because depending on how liquid your paint is and how much you added on your artwork, it is possible that a lot of it will fly off the canvas onto your walls, your floors, your clothes, your dog, etc, etc. Right? So make sure that you are in a place where it's okay if paint goes around and gets everything a bit messy, and if not, make sure to cover everything in plastic sheets or with any other protective item you might have. Now here I'm simply tilting the canvas around a bit, just trying to get the final shape I want to achieve from this pour. I'm tilting a bit more, you will see that the paint doesn't move around too much once you spread it with the turntable, because it's already as stretched as it can be. Now I'm simply cleaning around a bit, making sure there is no paint leaking off my table and onto the floor, and I'm going to add a little bit of black paint on the side, because as you can see they stayed a bit empty, and I need the extra paint because this will allow me to blow on top of the purple paint that's around the corners, to have it expand on those corners and create some nice effects that we will see in a minute. We won't see it too much because my hair will be in the way, and I apologize for that. In the next videos you will see that I have some extra camera angles that allow us to see what's happening exactly at every single moment of the pour. anyways. I recommend also getting a longer straw that I'm using right now so that you can have more distance from the artwork, and also try not to be as stupid as me. If you have a rotating platform, rotate that artwork, don't lean on top of it like I'm doing, because every time you do that you risk that your hair falls down or something like that happens. So here is the final product, dried and ready to be displayed. I really love the effects of this funnel pour technique and I hope you liked it too. Please consider subscribing, as I will be publishing new videos 3 times a week for the next 6 weeks, and I'd really love to hear some feedback from you. Thank you so much and see you soon.